What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 2017. This is episode 10 on the Lone Oak series. If you guys remember from last episode, we sold all 352,000 bushels of corn, and that was enough to get us where we're at now. We were able to buy what's in front of me here, the S680, as well as our new Ford. It's over there. I'll just tab to it quickly. The Ford LTL 9000 with a Wilson trailer. It's a pace setter trailer to match. Same internal capacity as our C70 that we had previously. However, this won't make our ears bleed anymore. It's definitely a lot gentler on the ears. But today what we got going on is we have to get planting, but before we can do that, we got to get rid of some more equipment. We don't have a whole lot of stuff here. We have the 680, the header that matches the 680. It's the same mod and everything. We have our cultivator still. We have we will have one 1455, and we'll have our fertilizer as well. But other than that, I mean, that's all we have anymore. What we're going to be doing today is selling the original planter we had when we started the map. We're going to be selling the corn planter that we literally just bought, and also the 1455. This one, I believe, has the most hours on it out of the two. It's the one without the front loader attachment. But let's get this going to the store, fire up the 350, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, boys, so I got a hot tip for you guys today. If you guys ever want to load stuff up on your trailer that doesn't have like a load lock function, if you just kind of want to send something down the road and you don't want to worry about it falling off, I have the hottest of the hot boy tips for you. Just put a log on it. Literally just put a log on the top, and then you can actually put a tow strap on, and it'll hold whatever you're towing to the trailer. You can see there's a log on that. There's a log on this one. But yeah, it makes it literally perfect. I had zero issues. I was even hit by an AI vehicle on the way here and had no issues at all. So if you guys are wanting to do that, I would definitely suggest that. Like I've said in the past, the grab function in the game isn't the best, so it will take a few minutes to actually get it to where you need it to be at. You can even just throw them off. There's no, you don't need to be super particular with them. So now that we have it all unloaded, we can get to selling it. I'm going to put these just in this grass area here because I will use them later on. I actually bought a chainsaw too, just because I had to cut down a tree. Obviously, you can't just get logs. So let's hop in the 1455, and this thing actually needs repaired. It should be probably close to $1,000 actually for the repair cost on this, but we'll go ahead and sell the planter first. Let's drop it down. Hop out, we'll disconnect and pull the 1455 in the shop, and then let's sell this thing. I don't know how much we're gonna get for this. If you remember, that's the corn planter that we bought. So we bought that pretty recently, but we got 38,000 for it. It's actually not too bad. I don't know the name for this planter either. 7200 sounds right. I won't question it. So we'll pull this thing off, and we'll get this one sold as well. Okay. And then, yeah, like I said, I think this is probably going to take at least $1,000 to repair it. We'll see. Yeah, just shy of $1,000. But now it's at 66,000, which is incredible. If we were going to sell it on Craigslist, we would have got like 52,000. So we're at 250,000 for our total now. If we go around the building up to the front, we should be able to buy our new tings. We're getting more new tings, boys. We're always about the new tings. So first and mostly, we need a new sewing machine. We need one that does soybeans. Nothing else, because the header for the S680 is only soybeans. So we'll go ahead and buy this one. It's made by Custom Modding. Great mod. However, it does not look like this picture. I don't know why it doesn't look like the picture, but I think it looks better than how it's depicted here. So it's got pretty big working width, 18.2 but we do need 280 horsepower to use it. That's why we sold the 1455, because there's no way we'd be able to pull this with the 1455. It just wouldn't work. So we're gonna buy that for 142,000. And then if we go to tractors, I've already had one picked out. It is a mod. Here we go. Well, this is the 9000 series. It's set up when you get into it by default. It's the 9400. We just need the 9300. We're gonna do a front weight type 2, no rear weight. We're gonna do duals on it. Should we do wide duals or just regular duals? Let's just do regular duals. We want a light bar with a beacon and no oversize. That looks good to me. Alright, so I haven't tested this mod at all. I've seen it used a couple of times on some live streams and stuff that I've watched, but it looks pretty good just looking at it now. Let's see what the lights look like. That's not bad. I like that light bar a lot. So let's try to hook up to this thing. We're gonna have to push it back a little bit because I know with these, let me know if you know what this is called, but I'm gonna call it the center turning tractors, where they just turn from the center. I don't know the terminology for that, unfortunately, but we got to push it back a little bit because you pretty much have to be straight on with whatever you're connecting. But here you can kind of see what I was talking about, where it looks a little different. I don't know why, but the rims are black instead of yellow. Again, not complaining. I think it looks a lot better than how it looks in the picture, but even these small ones are yellow. So I don't know, maybe it's just the version of the mod I downloaded was an edit or something, but I think it looks cool. So we're gonna drive this back to the farm, and then I will come back and pick up the F350 and the PJ later on. But let's get this back to the farm and get going on some stuff. All right, we had to turn back around, boys. I completely forgot something. So with this mod, there's actually a separate sprayer tank or liquid fertilizer tank that attaches to the rear. This is the YP-2425A, I believe. But there is an additional tank that we have to put on this. So let's go ahead and buy that quick while I'm thinking about it. The SML 1000, 5,500 bucks. That's a small price to pay for an additional what? How much was it? 3,700. So that 3,700. Oh my God! What happened? How did that even? I can't. There's no way I can get out of this. I'm gonna reset. I'll see you guys when we're back at the farm. Alright, we were able to get everything all reset. I have no idea why that happened. It's probably just an AI thing again. I really got to learn my lesson and just not stop in the middle of the road, because that's when bad things happen. Let's go ahead and get this PJ trailer backed into its spot. That's spot with an SH. Spot. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And we'll put Daddy's money back in the garage. It's been a long time since it's actually been in the garage. Last time we put it in the shed and actually just kind of left it there. Felt kind of bad for it. Doesn't deserve to be in there. This has been a really, really good truck for us. There are a lot more truck mods that we're going to be checking out. But we're going to need a pretty substantial amount of money for those trucks. But let's hop in the 9300 and get connected up to the planter again. I'm never going to remember the name for this planter. The YP-2425A. It's too many numbers. Alright, and then the hardest part about this is going to be connecting to the additional tank on the back. We're going to have to really try to do this. Yeah, there's no way. If I turn it that way, that'll give us a lot more space, and we can just get it from the other end. So far, the 9300 does pull this thing really well. I don't know how it's going to work in the field necessarily, but it should be all right. Soil temp has to be 50 degrees, which we are 7 degrees above right now, so we shouldn't have any issues when we start planting. But we do have to fill this up. We have 37,000 to spend on fertilizer and seed, so hopefully we can at least fill it up once. But I don't know that we're going to be able to get all 3 fields planted without going in debt. So that's kind of something we're going to have to watch out for. There we go. Sweet. So there's no attachment noise for that, but it is connected. And then let's go ahead and run it through the shop, and we'll get it full of seed. This is a monster, dude. This is a locomotive. I mean, this is an actual road train. There's not a good way for us to take this around the farm. We're going to have to take really, really wide turns as well, which kind of sucks, but it's going to make planting go by so much faster. So if we stop here, let's make sure we're on the right thing. There we go. So let's see how much seed we can get into this thing. We're already set to be planting soybeans, so that's great. We don't have to change that, but we're already down $2,000 and we're 25% of the way done. So we'll see. Okay, that's not too bad. We spent $10,000 on seed alone, which isn't terrible, but we're gonna cut through the field here because this thing is so hard to navigate. The 9300 was a good choice because it's a cheap tractor that, oh no, I totally forgot about this thing. I wonder if we can refill if we're just this close, because I don't want to push that out of the way. That's like the only good spot to keep the header. Let's try to refill. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can refill from here, so no big deal. But the 9300 was a good choice because it's a cheap tractor that we can actually afford, and it has the horsepower required to pull this planter. However, I hate these tractors that turn from the center like that. I get it. I understand why it's a good idea, but if you're using keyboard and mouse, you can't like get it in between, if you know what I mean. Like there's full lock or none at all. So if I'm using a controller though, I could sort of fine tune it and, you know, get it to where I need it to be. I don't know, maybe I'm just being picky. But let's get this thing in the field. I gotta close that cover. Alright, let's start planting some soybeans. So first, I think we should start on the biggest field because that seemed to take the longest. We're down to 19,000 now, so hopefully I'm gonna try soybeans this time around, because corn didn't really do us any favors. We didn't get an insane amount of money from that. So let's unfold this thing and you can really get a feel for how massive it is. It was 18 point something, 18.1 or 6 or something working meters. And actually we're a little wide yet. Alright, let's get her lowered down, get her fired up, and we're off. Okay, so yeah, this should go actually pretty quickly, I would think, but this will be the start of the time lapse, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Alright guys, that is planting soybeans completed. We did all 3 fields that we own. That'd be 34, 35, and 44, I believe. Let me check that. 34, 35, 44. Got it. So all of these fields are now planted with soybeans, which is awesome. I had to fill up the planter one time, which is not a big deal. I think I spent $3,000 on that, but I mean, that was fast. That was really fast. I bet you that took maybe an hour, maybe a little bit longer. The issue that I'm gonna run into now is I need to find a good spot for the planter, because this, I mean, it's a monster. It literally is a monster. I think the best thing to do with it actually is put it in the long boys over here, the long boy bunkers where we have the semi. I don't know how well it's gonna back in necessarily, but I think we should at least give it a shot. So we have the semi in that stall, which has like a pretty decent run up. So I think if I pull this forward into here, so the same thing that we did with the semi when we were parking that, kind of get it straightened out, we should be able to back it up into that second stall there. Looking okay so far. If I was using controller, I think this would be a lot easier. Alright, I think that should do it. Look at that, perfect fit. Okay, so we'll disconnect from there, and we'll take the 9300, and we should have plenty of space in our main storage shed for this thing. But if you guys remember a couple episodes, I said we didn't have a plow. We do, it's just tiny. I actually completely forgot about it, but it's just been sitting back there the whole time. So let's get this thing put back in here. We'll put it next to the 1455. Actually, no, we won't. We'll put it over here, where the old John Deere planter used to be. Just to keep another deer in its slot, you know. But I think that's actually going to do it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know in the comments what I can do to make this series more interesting for you guys. But that's going to do it for this one. Peace.